Well, good evening, folks. It is 5 o'clock on Friday. It's the weekend, and for me, it's the end of term. So, a few weeks off now. I just wanted to mention something quite odd, really. Last week I went up to my local Lidl supermarket, and outside was that Royal Enfield. And I looked at it, and it's got a very high mileage, about 40,000 miles on it, and the rectifier regulator was underneath the steering yoke. And I thought, wow, this is obviously a bike that's done a lot of miles, and I thought I invented that idea. So I noticed the owner of the bike rode up to the petrol station around the corner, so I followed him and I said, I've got one of these at home, an Interceptor. And I said, when did you put your rectifier regulator at the front? And he said, oh, quite a while ago. And I said, oh, right. And I said, did you do it yourself then? He said, oh yeah, if you look on YouTube and look for somebody called James Slick, you'll be able to get the cables from him. And purely by fluke, this person, Steve, doesn't live near me. He'd happened to be in the Lidl up the road, and Steve is the man whose rectifier regulator broke down in Athens. I couldn't believe it. I mean, what a coincidence. So he told me the story of the trip, which he ended up having to curtail. He got to Athens, his rectifier regulator packed in, and he is the man who had to relay charge 2 batteries to get back to the UK. He said he'd planned to go to Turkey and all over the place, but he ended up having to come back early. You can see under his shiny headlamp there where his rectifier is. So what a coincidence. So I thought I would just post that on here to have finally met the person that I always quote as the poor bloke who broke down in Athens. And met him literally 200 yards from my house. What a coincidence. And these are some pictures of his bike. As you can see, it's a venerable looking bike that's done 40,000 miles. And I didn't want to embarrass Steve when I was actually outside Lidl by saying, oh, let me get some pics of your bike and all that. So I asked him to send me some from his home, which is exactly what he's done, thank you. And he's done quite a few mods on the bike, as you can see if you look through these photos. Screen and sat nav, and altered his gear change lever, I think, or is it his brake? I can't remember. But as I said, this next shot shows his speedo reading. It's only the bike's 5 years old. So it's not an excessive annual mileage at 8,000 miles a year, but it just shows that, 40,000 and it's still going strong, as you can see from this speedo there. No condensation in it, and the venerable mileage of 298.6. And this next photo shows that Steve, in many respects, is a man after my own heart, because he did exactly what I did with my airbox to remove the snorkel. This is the poor man's way of removing the snorkel, and it's absolutely fine. Originally, one or two people who've emailed me pictures of used domestic door keys. I used some big washers, and then I adapted the plastic cover and melted the snorkel off it, but Steve did that many miles ago without incident. This shot shows the sort of attrition that can occur. Obviously this bike is, as they say, ridden, not hidden. It's one of those that's out there clocking up huge miles, and I think it's really reassuring that a bike like ours can do 40,000 plus. If anybody's done more, I'd love to hear about it. And what Steve's done is to carry a plastic bag under his seat, spare fuses, spare bulbs, spare top box key, and a crocodile clip that doubles as a fuse extractor, hopefully never needed to be used. He's also modified his side panel here, as you can see on this photo. He's got some extra spanners and things on the inside of his side panel, and as you can see, yep, some people will hold their hands up in horror and say, oh my word, rust. Well, you know, it's done a venerable mileage, and it's done huge trips as well. So finally, I'm sure Steve won't mind me, there he is. There is Steve, the man himself. Now, he didn't look like that when I saw him, because he had a leather jacket on and one of these helmets where the bottom bit kind of hinges up. But it was quite funny, really, because when I saw his rectifier, I thought that's been on that bike for years. I thought, crikey, and I thought I'd invented it, and as it transpires, he got it from me. So there you go. It was a chance meeting of a real person, and a pleasure it was. So thanks for the pics, Steve. I thought I'd share those with my devoted viewers, and I'll be posting again soon. So in the meantime, take care, and I'll post again soon. Bye for now.